Welcome to GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Jason Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of GREYS.
Good morning and welcome along to GREYS on this Thursday morning, the 30th of October 2025. Appreciate your company as always. Got a busy show upcoming. Shane Train Williams will join us to talk all things local chasing. We'll get around the grounds with Jace Campbell having a look at the Queensland chasing, also Tasmania tonight down there in Hobart, and we'll catch up with the Hall of Famer Neil Brown. Sean Matheson for all things SA chasing, and we rounded out with a chat to Simon Orchard looking at New South Wales greyhound racing. But let's welcome in the Shane Train Williams on this Thursday morning. Hello, Train.
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. Really up and about on this Thursday morning, Shorty. It's been a great morning, and hopefully you can tip the listeners a few winners.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to getting your thoughts on what's a big few days in chasing here locally. Worth noting as well at the start of the program today that on Saturday night it's Canning Show Cup night. So just don't get caught out, punters. It's the one meeting of the year where we have an early get-go. The first race there at 4:54. So if you're tuning in and looking to have your standard bets, you'll be getting a rude shock when you look to get your bets on races 1 through to 7, and they've already been run and won. So a reminder for everyone, if you're having a punt there on Saturday night, that early start there. And also a reminder to get your submissions in as well when it comes to getting behind greyhound racing in this state, Train. I know it's very important at the moment with the inquiry going on that as many people as possible put their thoughts through on greyhound racing here in WA and spread all of the positive messages in relation to the sport here in the West.
Yeah, 150%, Shorty. It's a shame we have to go through this, but, all our listeners out there love having a bet on the greyhound, so it doesn't have to be long. Just keep it real and put it in, and we'll see how we go. And on that early start, Shorty, very lucky. I mentioned to Paul Stewart at trials on Tuesday night, so I'll probably saved him being a couple of late scratchings on Saturday, so he might owe me a beer or two.
Yeah, indeed. I could be looking at some of his runners. I think, he probably might owe you a few cartons given the quality of some of his dogs going around, particularly the Young Stars Classic heats there on Saturday night. He's got a couple of pretty strong chances through that very rich series. He'll probably knock me off in a couple of them too. There is a chance that may happen. I'm not going to lie to you, Train, but nonetheless, it's very kind of you to remind him of his duties in the early start there. We've got a few races as well through the program today. So the first there at Wyong's only 9 minutes away. Punters, get your bets on there for the first at Wyong. We've also got the second at Rockhampton coming up at 10:22 and the first from Warrnambool at 10:30. So 3 races to look at. They'll all be live here on TAB radio over the next 24 minutes or so. Train, you must be looking forward to that program on Saturday night. We just touched on the early start, but we get to see what I think will be a real highlight on the program. Iconic Jet stepping up to the 600 metres. We get to see Miss Envy, of course, last year's WA Greyhound of the Year, going around over the 600 metres as well. And dog like Linguini Manelli, who's won 4 out of 5 over the distance. Spencer, who was 4th in the big race there last week. It's a star-studded lineup. Really looking forward to the feature, the Canning Show Cup there on Saturday night. It'll be on at 7:03 WA time there on Saturday night.
Yeah, it looks a cracking race, Shorty. I've had for the last couple of weeks in my mind trying to step him up to 600 and this race come up, and it's a perfect opportunity to do it in. And I also thought in the back of my mind, being a bit of an earlier meeting, it wouldn't have been cold. The track conditions should be okay for him to sort of get that 600 metres. And what really made my mind up was last week. I said it to the boys on the Sports Daily through the week that, most of his wins, Shorty, he's sort of jumped on the arm and run, and he's sort of never been behind dogs where he's had to negotiate dogs. And so, to be honest, I thought his win was one of his better wins on Saturday night, sort of coming from 4th and finding the rail and sort of getting up underneath Timmy Tesla late. And his run home was nice and strong, 11:25. So, look, I don't really have any fears at all of him running the 600. And my main concern is Spencer in box 4. It shows good speed. It led that race last week over the 500, and I just wish I had been drawn underneath him because I thought he could find the arm and run some sizzling sections, and possibly, be that far in front. He could have paddled home and got the job done, but it's going to be difficult for him now crossing Spencer. He really needs to cross Spencer to win the race, and now Miss Envy in box 7, for me, she's been screaming out for the trip, Miss Envy, so there's a possibility, she could follow him over and be too strong for him late, but our main concern is crossing Spencer early. Besides that, there doesn't look to be much speed in the race at all. Just unluckily, we got box 6 outside of Spencer. That's my thoughts on it anyway, but not really looking forward to it, Shorty. And the good thing is, Mandurah Cup's 2 weeks' time after this race, so we can just give him a nice week off to freshen up, and then he can come back to the 488 at Mandurah. So, it just looks perfect timing for him here. Obviously, he didn't get a run in the Top Gun, which we were expecting that, but nonetheless, it was good to be nominated for that race, and we can just keep him at home now, Shorty, and racing these feature races at home.
Yeah, and there are some very nice races coming up locally, as you touched on. So I think too often we've talked about the value of stepping back to the 500 off a 600-metre run, and that's now what Iconic will get going into that Mandurah series.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, he will have the week off the following week. He'll just have a quiet week at home, and then the week leading into the Mandurah Cup, he'll just have a couple of gallops at home. He's nice and fit now, and he's reaching 3-year-old. In November, he's 3-year-old, so he's sort of, coming into his peak time of his career, I think, and we just got to keep him up. We missed last year's Perth Cup Carnival, which was was just the way it went. It was unfortunate, and obviously we had a run in the Sandgroper as well, but that went by the wayside. So hopefully this year we can be fit and ready for the Perth Cup and the Sandgroper this year, because, I think the dog does deserve to win a big one, and hopefully it's on home soil, really.
Yeah, it'd be special to win it in front of your home crowd there at Cannington, and he's had a fine career to this point in time. So, that'll be a highlight. Outside of that, as I touched on, though, we've got the Young Stars heats as well on Saturday night with some really, really smart young chasers that'll be strutting their stuff, put together some wonderful records, some of these chasers. Western Sydney will be one of the highlights. Starlight Snowy's going great guns for Paul Stewart, comes up with an inside draw there as well on Saturday night. Chef's Dreams come up with the dream draw off the inside there in its heat. It looked to be a standout to go through and take out its heat, but we've got some good young dogs in the state at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. It goes to show. You look at some of the dogs that didn't get a run, Shorty. There's a Rapido dog trained by Michael Johnson, who was a 29.66 winner 3 or 4 starts back and didn't make the field, the heat. So, that just goes to show how much depth there is here. And 5 heats, I think I remember winning this race with Danica keeping back, or I don't know what year it was, but I think there might have only been 2 heats or 3 heats, Shorty. So it just goes to show you now the 5 heats, there's a lot more depth, and, the young WA chasers are on the rise, that's for sure.
That's the truth. First race for broadcast through the program will be race 1 at Wyong Punters. It's 4 minutes away. Queen Tavani is our current favourite in this race, $4.40 to $2. There have been scratchings of 3 and 8 in this race. Up and comers been 4 to $3.80. Casino Bearer Drifter 3 out to $5.50. Viest $5.50 to $6.50. Mega Fight $6.50 out to $10. And Fay Runaways, the outsider of the field, 17 out to $41. 3 minutes 40 seconds until the first of the day there at Wyong. All right, Train, let's see if we can't build a bit of a bank going into a busy weekend of chasing down there at Mandurah tonight. What have you come up with for the punters?
Yeah, I thought we could kick it off, Shorty. Race 4, number 2, Glasgow Boy. We'll appreciate the big grade drop in this race. Strung 3 on the bounce late September, early October, but paid the price for winning them races. He got right up to free-for-all company and just quite couldn't match him in that grade, but he's back to 4-5 country grade race now, and he's drawn in low, and I think he can be in the firing line early with a safe exit from the boxes. I think he'd be very hard to beat. I thought he was about $5.50 or $6 early this morning. I'm not sure what price he is now, but he's a definitely good each way play to kick us off. Race 4, number 2.
All right, race 4, number 2, Glasgow Boy to kick it off tonight there at Mandurah, the second leg.
Yeah, 6-1, All About Jake. We haven't seen him at the races for 3 months, and he's got form over longer trips, but young Jesse Earnshaw, his kennel's on fire. Shorty, as you know, he got a 4-pack there a couple of Tuesday nights ago, and another winner L2 through the week. This dog's won 2 from 4 from box 1, and this is not the strongest of races, and I thought if this dog been nice and fresh from box 1, I thought he could run a race. Race 6, number 1, All About Jake.
6-1, All About Jake, and the third of your plays tonight there at Mandurah, Train.
Yeah, race 7, number 1, Elite General. This will be the best of them, Shorty. these speeds are set to do battle tonight in this free-for-all race, and I thought Elite General got his chance courtesy of the box, can boot up and hold the lead off the Cherry, and from there I think he'll take a power beating. We know, Shorty, when these dogs clash, they all have similar ability, and it's generally the box draw that decides the result. So hard to beat the General tonight. Race 7, number 1, Elite General, the very best.
Saving the best till last tonight, the train. We've got race 4, number 2, Glasgow Boy, race 6, number 1, All About Jake, race 7, number 1, Elite General. Anything from the kennel that stands out over the next few nights?
Oh, look, Shorty, there's 7 in on Saturday night, and obviously Iconic Jet will probably the best of them. But there's a young maiden in the first, Naughty Evie. I think she's just forget her run last week. She got taken out by the stablemate, so she's desperate for the rail. She drew 8 last week. Got box 4 tomorrow night. I think she can win a race very, very shortly, and she's going to be one that's going to be very competitive in them 600-metre novices once she does win a maiden. And then Tamara Keeping, she's resuming from a long spell, but she can't beat Chef's Dream. But you can put her in the back end of your first 4. She's trialling really well first up, and got a really good draw underneath some wide runners. So, yeah, them two outside of Iconic Jet, definitely good chances on Saturday.
Excellent. Oh, well, shapes up as a big weekend of chasing. Good luck with Iconic Jet over the longer trip, as well as all your other runners there on Saturday night. We'll hear from you tomorrow morning on the Sports Daily with Digby and Tim just after 6:30 with your thoughts for Friday night chasing down there at Mandurah. All the best, Train.
Yep, thanks, Shorty. All the best punters, and everyone, hopefully they back a winner over the weekend. Cheers.
Good man. There we have it. The Shane Train Williams with us here on a Great Greys, where it's 14 minutes after 10. We're only a minute away from the first race of the day there at Wyong, Matty.
To Great Greys on Tab Radio.
What that means is that we can bring in Jason Campbell, have a look at the Q1 Lakeside and also Hobart, at least make a start on them before we get to the first here at Wyong. Anyway, hello, JC.
Hey, Shorty, how are you, mate?
Going really well, thanks, mate. Lovely to hear you on this Thursday morning. We've got a really nice program to look forward to tonight up there at the Q1 Lakeside.
Yeah, we do. This is the old Ipswich Cup night. They've renamed it the Lakeside Cup. There's 5 heats, and some of the best greyhounds in Queensland set to lock horns across these 5 heats. What does that make that? The 5 winners and the 3 fastest seconds will qualify for next week's Group 1 final, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm tipping it's for 6 figures to the winner. So I'm sure all these trainers and owners and connections are wanting to get their hands on that trophy next Thursday night.
That's the truth. All right, well, let's make a start on your best bets tonight there at the Q1.
Yeah, I've got to kick off in race number 1, nice and early. Playing the 8 here, Goldstar Jasper. He's an ex-Kiwi runner who returned to Masters Company for the first time last week. He missed the kick pretty poorly, but he savaged the line to run third behind Tagger Wailoa. I think he's drawn much better here in box 8. He's had a 39 starts for the 13 wins and the 10 placings over in New Zealand. He was a PVD box 8 dog, Shorty, and I think he's a really nice price to start off the night. He will get back, so hold your mouth, but if there is a bit of jamming in front of him, I think he can storm right over the top of them at $10. Close to.
All right, the Fairy Floss runner. Race, very nice. Looking forward to that. On to the second of your best bets tonight there at the Q1.
Yeah, mate, at race 4, number 5, Grey Villiers, the best on the program. We saw him 2 starts ago, break the track record in sensational style, winning by upwards of 10 lengths in 24.86. No luck last week from a middle draw. He draws middle once again here, Shorty, but with an outside vacant box. A few slow beginners in boxes 7, 8 and 4. I think there's no reason why Grey Villiers can't get to the middle of the track first and be extremely hard to run down. He's a very, very talented greyhound with a big future, and I'm sure Denise Robertson and the team are looking forward to him hopefully lining up in a Group 1 race next Thursday.
Like it. Race 4, number 5, the best bet, Grey Villiers. They're moving in behind the barriers here. Still running late, though, at Wyong punters. Third leg tonight there at the Q1, JC.
Yeah, just quick here. Race 11, number 1, Fast Eddie. I think we're returning back to the Q1 circuit. We'll do this greyhound, the World of Goodies. Been beaten quite a long way in his last start at the Q2, where he found a lot of bother on the first corner. He's had 10 starts here for the 4 wins and the 3 placings, and he does seem a long way back in grade to a 4th and 5th grade that doesn't have a great deal of depth. So I think Fast Eddie can get the job done in the penultimate race at Q1 Lakeside tonight.
Excellent. We might just put a pause on proceedings. Looks like they're starting to move in nicely here for the first at Wyong over the 2,100 metres, Matty.
Great Greys.
Well, we're catching up with Jason Campbell. He's given us his thoughts up there at the Q1 Lakeside. What about down there in Tasmania tonight at Hobart, JC? Who are you keen on to get involved with down there?
Yeah, got two plays down at Hobart tonight. Just rush through these so we can get to Rockhampton. Race 4, number 4, Handlebars down. We were with him last week. He just got collared late over the 461 metres. Back to the 340 metres where his last two wins have come from. I think he'll be extremely hard to beat in the fourth event on the night. And in the penultimate, once again, race 10, for the team up with the 5, Darrell's Luck. He was a very good winner on debut, heavily supported on that occasion. And once again, last start, found a little bit of trouble from box 2. And I like the way this greyhound stuck to the task. He runs second behind a really fast dog going over Bonnie Rocket. Looks a very promising dog for the future, Darrell's Luck, especially when he gets up in distance. And hopefully he can get a bit of luck early, surely. It should be extremely hard to hold out in race number 10.
Race 10, number 5 to go along with race 4, number 4 there at Hobart. Great work as always, JC. What's the best way for our listeners to follow your handiwork?
Just over on X, Campbell Jason. I'll be dropping my preview tonight for a big night of racing at Hobart and Q1 Lakeside.
Beautifully done. Thank you, JC. All the best tonight.
You too, Shorty. See you, mate.
There we have it, Jace Campbell with us. Matty will throw back to you for the second of the day here at Rockhampton.
In the team on Great Greys.
And it's time to catch up with our Hall of Famer, Neil Brown now. Have a look at this program this evening at Sandown. G'day, Brownie.
Going, David. Nice weather conditions here and looking forward to a good solid meeting at Sandown Park tonight.
Yeah, it should be a beauty. It all kicks underway there this afternoon over the 515 metres. A grade 5 affair. Take us through your thoughts for the early quaddie.
Early quaddie, thought it was pretty hard race the first to kick off over the 5:15. I'm going to take 3, 4 and 7, see if we can jag it there. Got the 3 on top, E&L, but got the best record here. He's got 2 and 2 from 7, and he's in pretty good form, has some early speed. Race 2, again over the 5:15 for the 5th graders. Good race. I think the winner will come from the inside greyhounds. I'm taking 1, 2 and 3. I've got the 1 on top. I'm a Mustang. He's well drawn in form. 2 of the last 3 at Angle Park and has won 4 on the track. Race number 3, 595 grade 5 here. Very even race. I'm taking 1, 8 and 2. Poor Erina I've got on top. It's the best drawn, I think, of these chances. Led for a long way last week. Has won a couple on the track and the distance, and I've got it on top to beat 8 and 2. And rounding the early quaddie off, only a field of 6 here now, a couple of scratchings. I'm taking 2, 7 and 6. I've got Flying Proud here over the 7:15, 5th grade. She's been in handy form over the 660, 600, 660 wins at Ballarat, and gets back and runs on, and just a pretty even field this over the 7:15. I'm going to take 2, 7 and 6 if we can jag the early quad with those numbers. The main quad race number 5 here, we go to prelude number 6 for the Melbourne Cup, and these preludes will unfold over November leading up to the Cup heats later in the month. Over the 5:15 here, I think the inside runners have got the sway here. 2, 1 and 3. Favourite Barefoot Zulu, David Gill, very impressive winner here last week. Tin suit performance, well drawn again. I think it's the greyhound to beat. Going to take your runner Xavier from the red box. It's well boxed. Coming back from 595, has won 3 over this distance at Sandown, and the 3 accredited. I think there's another one in the mix with 5 wins here, and is racing in solid form, 2, 1 and 3. Race number 6, second leg of the main quaddie tonight. Prelude number 7 over the 5:15. I'm going to take 6, 2 and 1. The favourite is Mapunga Reward. He is the best greyhound in this race. Runner-up in the Adelaide Cup. He's won 6 races on the track. He's in pretty good form at the moment. I think he's the one to beat from box number 6. The 2 on the inside, I do like with some sort of chances of the way the race is run. Cheeky Chompers. Good record here, 3 and 4 from 8. He's well drawn down in 2 and in pretty solid form. And Upset Sunset, very versatile greyhound, better known over the middle distances, that can come out of a box, as we know. So this is a chance of box number 1, 6, 2, 1. Race number 7, prelude number 8, over the 5:15. Here I'm taking 2, 1 and 4. I've got Sarapova Star on top for Tina Woman. well drawn, racing well, and is a very consistent beginner. Just comes out of a box, has recorded 4.92 here to the peg. Is very quick early. I think it's well drawn from the 2, hard to beat. The 1, poor Urellen is good chance, never won here, but is racing in solid form with some wins at the Meadows. And the 4 is the favourite, Traumatised, but don't like the box, and he's tumbled out of boxes his last couple of starts. When he was winning, he won here very handsomely. He's only had the 12 starts for 6 wins. He was beginning well, and he may do that tonight. But 2, 1 and 4 for me. Rounding the quaddy off, race number 8, pre-lead number 9, 5.15 here again. 6, 7 and 1 I'm going to take. And I think Deadly Avenger is the class greyhound. He's a star performer. He's fresh tonight. He hasn't a run since August. He's won 4 and 4 from 9 on the track. He races quite well here at Sandown Park. And, I think he'll be fresh and hard to beat tonight. Poor Oswald also races well here at Sandown. Really puts in a below-par performance. Is a handy galloper for Mark Delbridge. And the Red Overland Boy is in good form and well drawn in box number 1. So hard to beat. Looking for a best bet, there's it's a little bit of value tonight. I've gone to race 10, David, and I was quite impressed with Ashton Bugsy in form with 2 wins on the trot. Here on the 16th was a very good runner, 29.32 from box 4. And then he led all the way at the Meadows. Got an empty box and he's inside. Not a lot of early pace in the race. I think he might be hard to beat, Ashton Bugsy. And we're getting... He went from about 3.10 out to 3.40, so nice value tonight to see if we can get him home in race 10, number 8. So good luck and good punting at Sandown Park tonight.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Neil, as always, for your time. We'll catch up next time here on Great Greys. Have a wonderful Thursday night at Sandown.
Look forward to it, David. Thanks, mate.
There we have it, the latest from Neil Brown. Matty, back to you. Well, first there at Warrnambool, it's a maiden plate highweight over the 2,000 metres.
On Tab Radio.
Well, it's time to catch up with Sean Matheson, talk all things SA chasing. A big weekend last weekend from a SA chasing perspective. We saw Mally Beauty go around at the Meadows and win in stylish fashion there on Saturday night. And then, of course, we had the Gawler Cup on Sunday. Robert McKellar and Wicket taking out the feature race there at Gawler last Sunday. Joining us to talk all about it is Sean Matheson. Hello, Sean.
Hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show with you, and definitely highlighting two of terrific highlights that we witnessed over last weekend. Wicket, obviously, winning our Group 3 Gawler Gold Cup, leading throughout. Everyone always thinks you're a chance with Wicket because he has such good early speed, and then he gives you a chance late in the race, but he just keeps finding a way to hold on and win, and he got the job done there on Sunday night for Robin McKellar. And SA-owned, SA-bred, SA-trained, a terrific performance, and Wicket, I think, will head towards Victoria to be trained over there. So for some of their sort of, your 400, 450 metre races, certainly there's plenty of money to be won for those distances over in Victoria. And as you touched on as well, Mally Beauty, the Group 1 Adelaide Cup winner, little superstar, did the job. First look at the Meadows, running best of the night. Very professional, leading throughout and winning. She's booked a spot in the Top Gun, which is exciting for all South Australian followers to have not only a runner in the Top Gun sprint, but also have a serious chance in winning it. So very exciting times for a lot of our SA-bred-owned greyhounds.
Big style, yeah. It's a really exciting time in store, having a runner in the big race there, the Top Gun, and I just think it's so good to have a star that you can get around as a state. And right now, Mally Beauty's just been running the hands off the clock. It doesn't matter where it goes, it just runs time and gets the job done. So exciting times in store, I'm sure, the last couple of months of the year there for the star from South Australia. Let's get into Thursday night chasing locally there for you tonight, Sean. Angle Park, we've got a 12-race card for the punters to get involved with. Who are you keen on to have a bet tonight there at Angle Park?
So looking at the first of our best bets being in race 4, and it's number 5, Reality Is, for Cameron Forshaw. Reality Is won the Gawler Cup consolation very impressively on Sunday night, was able to find the lead. Surprisingly, probably doesn't show a lot of early speed, but found the lead. this greyhound's attribute is definitely its sort of middle part of the race, can go very fast. This is only a small field and over the 595, which I think is a really suitable distance for this greyhound now. So just with the bend start, he can actually begin quite well, and I think he might even be able to land in front of his main challenger in the market, Isabella's Blitz. And if that's the case, I think he'll be very hard to beat. If not, he has been running in really good form. So he wants the rails and he'll run home hard. So around the $3, he's the first of our plays tonight.
All right, race 4, number 6, Reality is the first of the plays tonight there for Sean. On to the second of your plays.
The second comes up in the feature of our night, which is the Lee Rogers Grade 6 feature final. $10,000 to winning connections if they can get the job done. And I like number 8, Tipsy Tess here for Alan McCulloch. She has been progressing quite well. She stepped up to the 500 metres in the heats for the first time last week, showed really good speed from the middle draw, and was really good to the back and wasn't stopping. She ended up winning by 8. Certainly a few of the other dogs went a bit quicker than her, and she is drawn 8, but I think that can be offset by her early speed. And if she can lead to the first turn, I think she can pinch enough of a break to get the job done. Again, she's around that sort of 350, 380 mark, but your fate will be known pretty early with her. She does have good speed, but you want to see her in front out of the front straight.
All right, the Fairy Floss runner, race 6, number 8, Tipsy Tess as the best in the main race there tonight, the Lee Rogers, race 6, number 8. And the third of your plays tonight there, Sean?
The third of them does come up in race 8, and again, they're all around that sort of $3 mark. I like number 1, Bacardi Girl here for Barry Vaughan. Bacardi Girl's had no luck with the box draws, continues to draw wide, however, has come up with the red tonight. That's the key for her. She was a really good run in the heat of the Lee Rogers last week, getting home quite hard behind Brother Ernest from a wide draw. Her own personal time was 30.79. She utilises her inside draw and she can run anywhere near that time. She should be winning this race. She's got speed and she's got strength and she's drawn perfectly. So I think she's definitely the hardest to beat there in race 8.
All right, the Cherry in race 8, number 1, Bacardi Girl, one for the Rum fans. We've got race 4, number 6, Reality is, race 6, number 8, Tipsy Tess, race 8, number 1, Bacardi Girl. Also chasing at Gawler on Friday, Murray Bridge on Sunday. Anything of note there, Sean?
Yeah, so just at Gawler, one each at both those venues. So Gawler tomorrow, race 4, number 1, Grand Chief. He's been racing against these sorts of dogs, Secret Supper and Town Stranger last start, ran third last week to those dogs, but has drawn much better Friday, drawn the red, should use the draw, has won 4 races from 8 starts from an inside draw, so very hard to beat there at Gawler tomorrow. And then off to Murray Bridge on Sunday, where we actually have 5 straight track races on the program, and then it jumps to the one-turn meeting. So I like race 10, number 2, Spring Eureka for Bill Wodarczyk. He's been going really well. Goes to the 455 at Murray Bridge for the first time. Has enough speed to lead here and just has been going really well for Bill. So I expect him to lead and win. Be very hard to beat.
Like it, race 10, number 2, the Czech runner, Spring Eureka, Murray Bridge on Sunday afternoon to round out a busy weekend of racing. And Gawler, race 4, number 1, Grand Chief. Excellent work, Sean. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. All the very best over the next few nights. Enjoy your upcoming weekend.
Excellent, David. Thanks for your time again.
There we have it, Sean Matheson on Great Greys, where it's now 18 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Our next race for broadcast is some 8 minutes away here on the program. Matty, we'll throw back to you. Probably got some totes for us.
Good oil, Great Greys.
Well, it's time to round out the program with a chat to Simon Orchard to talk all things New South Wales greyhound racing. G'day, Simon. How's your week going?
Yeah, g'day, Shorty. Going pretty good, mate. Just sort of tailing off a little bit today, but then the Goulburn Cup tomorrow and the Fireball, I should say. We are rounding out the week in fine style. We've got the Muswellbrook Cup heats tonight, and then we rev back up into that final next week as well. Looking forward to it, Shorty. Some good dogs going around in both feature races over the next couple of days.
Big time, yeah. New South Wales, it's a big state, and there's always lots of feature racing going on, even if it's away from headquarters where we've seen the $1 million chase in recent times. It's a chance for some of the smaller clubs to put their hand up and get a bit of the spotlight. Take us through some of your better bets around the grounds over the next few days, Simon.
Yeah, sure thing, mate. Hey, race 4, number 2, Zipping Botham tonight at Wenty Park for Courtney Barnes. It's a 7-dog field last time I checked, so unless there's been other scratchings. Race 4, number 2, Zipping Botham, I think, is a pretty good bet. Race 8, this is a Mark Hughes Foundation bet, and I'll just make a quick plug here. We're supporting the Mark Hughes Foundation through all of November, so it kicks off in a couple of days, but every 1 and 4 dog that gets up, we are donating money to that wonderful foundation anywhere around New South Wales. So cheer on the Reds and the Blues throughout the month of November. But tonight, race 8, number 5, Winsome Josie for Mini Finn, a big price, a better price, $7.50. You can get value each way all day there. So I think they're the 2 plays at Wenty Park tonight. Nowra, race 1, number 6, Dazzle You for the Lords. It's a 2-dog race. The favourite, Hello Hilda's $1.60. I think it'll be hard to beat, but I like the price of Dazzle You for Jody and Andy Lord. And then tomorrow at Goulburn, look, Andy, I spoke to him this morning, gave a big push for Destroying Shorty, who's out in box 8. The favourite is the Kennel Mate in box 2, but Andy was adamant that he thinks Destroying's the better bet, and you can get almost double the price. So I think that's a pretty good play. And then Towering Gem in the Fireball, I think, is boxed beautifully in the 1 for the Braddens. They've been trying to win this race for a couple of years. They've always run into one better. Usually the As a Party Kennel comes up and pinches the race, but I think Towering Gem's a pretty good play. So there you go. Hopefully you can make some money over the next couple of days, steering towards, of course, Goulburn to Musselburgh Cup final next week, I should say. And then we go into the Brother Fox, the Casino Cup, and you're right, we head right throughout the regions. And then the Puppy Auction race is only a month away as well, Shorty, so plenty on offer for racing fans.
I love it. There's plenty there for the punters to get involved with over the next couple of days. That program there tomorrow at Goulburn should be an absolute beauty. Looking forward to that. And as we just heard from Simon, keep your eyes peeled there on Musselburgh. We'll talk more about that on the program there next week. So Goulburn, race 6, number 1 there, Travelling Gem to get the job done in the Fireball final, and then a couple of races later, race 8, number 8, Destroying at Wenty Park tonight, race 4, number 2, Zipping Botham with the Ashes around the corner. That might be a nice little omen play. Race 8, number 5, Winsome Josie each way, and at Nowra, race 1, number 6, Dazzle You. Beautifully done as always, Simon. Really appreciate your time here on Great Greys. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll chat next week.
Cheers, Shorty. Hooroo.
There we have it. Simon Orchard rounding out the program for today. If you've missed those tips on the way through, we'll have them up on the blog on Tab Touch as well as across our social media channels. A little bit later on, I'll be on with Digby and I think it's Riley tomorrow. TC's got an appointment, so on with Digby and Riley tomorrow after the train. So around about 6:40 a.m. on the Sports Daily, we'll bring on the Friday Funny, then go through all of the latest information in regards to a busy weekend with Tab Touch. Of course, it's Derby Day there at Flemington on Saturday. And a reminder, as we touched on at the head of the program, do get your thoughts through in relation to the inquiry into greyhound racing. Put together some thoughts and send that through. Support greyhound racing through this period, and also the Canning Show Cup on Saturday night out there at Cannington. So it's been brought forward due to the fireworks being in play and them needing to be finished with the greyhounds by the time the fireworks get up and going. That means the first race on Saturday night there at Cannington kicks off at 4:54 and the last on a 12-race program at 8:22. So make sure that you're involved there and get your submissions through supporting greyhound racing as well. That's us done and dusted for this Thursday morning. Matty McDermott, as always, elite there, putting everything together for us. Look forward to your company again tomorrow morning. Punters chasing winners from 9 o'clock with Jesse Earnshaw and Peter O'Neill, having a look at the Mandurah Friday and that Canning Show Cup program. And looking forward to getting out to Ascot on Saturday for our Tab Touch Punters Challenge Day. If you're out there on track, come and say good day. Always love catching up with our listeners out there trackside. Should be a wonderful afternoon. Lots of great racing, whatever your code you are into here in WA. Thank you, Matty. Have a ripper Thursday, punters, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. All the best.
Thanks, Shorty.